So, parents upload their photos onto the Facebook, the Huggies, in this case, the Huggies page. They get to say which ones are the best ones. Everybody talks about it, and at the end of the voting period, we decide which ones go up on the bus. The result was actually absolutely staggering. We thought it was a good idea, but we had no idea it would have such impact. We had something like 450 submissions a day during the submissions period. We got more than 6,300 entries. And this wasn't all driven by Facebook alone. We did have Facebook ads, that was quite important. But we also were not even on Facebook. We were on some of the big parenting platforms. Anybody who's a parent will know that parents obsessively go to figure out about tons of parenting questions. So parenting platforms are very, very active. So we had a presence there. But we also got involved via mobile phone, SMSs, and we also leveraged off of the emails that Huggies already had. What's not up there, actually, I need to add to the slide, is we also had a television ad. All of these helped. All of these played in to creating this total awareness of what was going on with this campaign. The result was really, really fun, actually, because the response being so overwhelming, the client, Huggies, got very excited about it. They're like, we love it, we love it. And they actually upped the spend on the campaign as we were doing it, to the point where they bought a series of billboards along a Hong Kong street and a whole series of billboards underneath in an MTR station, a subway station, in order to put up the photos not of the 60 babies, but every single baby that had been submitted. And we have some wonderful video footage, which just ended a few days ago, so we're still sort of pulling it all together. But some wonderful footage of parents talking about their in front of the photos. They all came. Every weekend they were coming, and still are coming, to look at the photos on the walls, because we're bringing something from the virtual world to the real world, and marrying the two really makes it quite a powerful combination. For all of the focus on making money, which I think is important, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't fun. What I do, I don't consider really a job, because I'm having so much fun doing it. It has to be creative. You have to do things that are really pushing the envelope, using platforms in ways that they weren't designed. This is an example we did in Australia a little while ago, using Foursquare. I presume everybody's familiar with Foursquare. Anybody familiar with Foursquare? Do you know Foursquare? Anybody? Okay, for those that aren't, very quickly, Foursquare allows you to check into a location, and when you check into that location a certain amount of times, you become a mayor of that location. We used Foursquare in a way that it had not been used before. We know that because Foursquare actually wanted to get involved with this when we started doing it out of San Francisco. We used Foursquare not as something in relation to a single location. We used Foursquare in relation to a wild number of dispersed locations. Let me explain. The insight in this case was that while Foursquare at the time only had, we estimated, and it's very hard getting numbers about these emergent platforms, even when the platform is involved, we estimate there were about 30,000 people in Sydney on Foursquare at the time that we launched this. That's not very many people. The client, Microsoft, was getting ready to launch Microsoft for Windows, Microsoft Office for Windows. And we were trying to think of ways to reach out to hit the maximum number of influencers. And the insight we had was that the people who are on Foursquare tend to be the people at the cutting edge on many of these platforms, and often they are some of the biggest bloggers and tweeters that you have in Australia. So we came up with a program whereby anybody who managed to become the mayor of their office would get a free copy of Microsoft Office. The result was there's a lot of conversation buzz on Foursquare itself in terms of people checking in and people bumping each other out, but that wasn't really where the interesting part was for us. The interesting part was not only did we get them doing that on Foursquare, they were also doing that on Twitter. Oh, I just beat out so-and-so. Oh, I'm going to get it. There was a lot of fighting. People started blogging about it, and then it got to the point where the traditional media actually started picking up on it. And we also actually did have a town crier going around talking about it. So this was, again, a real-world tie-up. As you can see, this is the office mayor's meetup. You can't see the full image there. And this is the office mayors going to pick up their copy of Microsoft Office. It's very funny. Almost every one of them is on a BlackBerry. Clearly a hard-working crowd. So that's the main sort of overview I wanted to give of this, but I'd like to sort of open it up to a dialogue if people would like, and I've also, I've got lots of viral videos to show if that fails. So does any of this resonate with people? What are the troubles that they face internally about measuring or executing with social media? I'd love to hear. Yes?